Hello, everybody. Okay, we are live, and I'm just waiting for the live on Instagram to work. Here we go. Okay, now I hit go live on Instagram. I did it! We are live on
Yay!
Instagram too. Amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, I am live here with Ashley from Teach Your Heart Out. We are so thrilled to be here today to do a really fun giveaway, to talk about a really fun cruise, and to just let you know about this opportunity, answer any questions you have. It's going to be really low pressure. We're not here to it's not like your average sales pitch or anything. We're just here to talk, have a lot of fun together, and give away a really cute suitcase set. And then you can see if you want to join us on the cruise. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. Thanks so much for, working with Teach Your Heart Out and for having me join you tonight.
Yes. And as you get here, we are also Ashley, we are so glad that you're here. So exciting. Stacy, hello, welcome. As you join this live, you're going to want to pop into the chat because we are doing an awesome giveaway of, and I realize the image, if you're on Facebook, you'll see the image on the actual event where we have like a really cute suitcase. We have it has like a suitcase and some other really cute stuff that
awesome.
you could bring on the cruise with you if you decide to come, or on any trip that you go on. So really cute travel set. The way that you enter is by commenting on this live. So it looks like Stacy, Andrea, Charity, hello. All of you have an entry to win the travel set. Keep on commenting and you'll get more entries. You know what else will get you more entries? Tagging your friends. So tag a friend. Tag all your teacher friends who you think it might be fun to be on a cruise with.
Yes.
Woo woo. Yeah. Hey, Christine. Yeah. Tag your teacher friends. We'd love to see them here who you'd want to go on a cruise with. Hello, Kim. Awesome. We're so glad to have you here. Okay, Ashley, do you want to tell us, while everybody's kind of getting in here and everything, a little bit about you and TYHO, and I mean just yourself as well, and why you love what you do at TYHO?
Sure. Great. Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for jumping into the chat. So my name is Ashley DiMercurio, and I'm the conference director at Teach Your Heart Out. So if you send Teach Your Heart Out any emails, you very likely will get to me at some point if it has to do with any of our conferences or events. And I also am a teacher as well. So I taught in a traditional classroom setting for about 7 years. I did some early education, then elementary ed. And then I decided to stay home for a little bit while we started a family. And I started teaching online at that point. And I still, to this day, have some students that I teach online through my own private business called Your Reading Tutor. And I also teach in person 2 days a week at my daughter's homeschool co-op. So I do a lot of different things right now, but I love working with TYHO because it gets me connected with other educators. And I feel like it's a really great opportunity for just supporting other teachers. And I just love networking and meeting new people, and just being other people's like cheerleader, supporting you, helping you work through things that have to do with education. So it's just a really great opportunity for sure.
Yes. And that was so fun to hear that about you, because I didn't even know all of that. I knew about your reading tutoring. I actually didn't know that you homeschooled as well. So that's fun.
Yes. So fun. And I always am like a little nervous, like, oh, they're going to think if I say I homeschool, that means I don't like.
Me too. But me too. Actually.
Yeah. But it's just, I could go on and on about why we homeschool, but where we live right now has very crowded schools, and we have neurospicy children. So we've just decided to do that for now. But the homeschool co-op here in South Carolina, there's a large homeschool population. And so there's a lot of really amazing co-ops, and it just gets me in. It gets me into the classroom again in a different way. Plus my kids are able to participate and do those events too. So.
Well, that's what I love about it, because I mean, still getting to teach in a different way while also running an online business, which is what both of us are. And you're doing TYHO as well. So I love it. I love it so much. And I am also pro public schools and teachers and all of that. They're like,
Yes.
it's not one or the other to me,
Right.
you know?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I always say, like, if the right fit came around for my kids, or if they said, oh, I really want to go, then we would consider that. This is
Yeah.
just what we're doing right now.
I love it.
So,
Yeah. Just keeping it open year to year,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Oh, I see we're having more friends join us. Hello, Vanessa, Riley, Nicole, Shar, Susan, Vanessa, Andrea. Amazing. So good to see
Awesome.
you all here. Okay. And again, there were I think some other people are like getting lost. Like, wait, come back. You didn't get your comments in yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
for those of you who missed it, you want to get your comments in because we are giving away a travel set to somebody who's here on this live. We're talking about the Teach Your Heart Out cruise, the Teach Your Heart Out experience, why we love Teach Your Heart Out. And I feel like the reason a lot of you are here, part of this Educate and Rejuvenate community, is because we do love this camaraderie when we get together as educators who want to learn and grow professionally and also personally. And that's what we do here at Educate and Rejuvenate, right? We love doing that. We have our virtual conferences that we do. We have the podcast. I do these lives, all of that. But what I love about Teach Your Heart Out is, like, you know, I've had a lot of people be like, what, do you do things in person? And it's always been like, oh no, that sounds like, you know, that's like not up my alley or whatever. I mean, I would love to, but so then when I had the opportunity to partner with all of you at Teach Your Heart Out, it just made it even better because it expanded, like, oh, now I get to network with all these other amazing people like Ashley.
Right.
And there's so many amazing people I got to meet in person on the ship. And that's some of you too. Some of you last year were here on the ship and it was so much fun. And we want to do it again. And we want you to join us because when we get together in person, it's just that much more magical. Like,
yes, absolutely. I 100% like think that teachers in general, like, and educators, we just learn so much from each other when we're able to just like sit in conversation. Like, professional development is amazing. And then I think it's part of what makes the cruise so special is you have these like very, thought-provoking professional development sessions. And then instead of just going, getting in your car and going home, you actually could like go have dinner with some of the people you had, you went to the conference with, or you could sit and talk with Kelsey in person, about like, well, what did you think about this? Or, this something that you said really inspired me. And like, you actually get to really process right away. And I just think it makes the learning and the impact of the event so much deeper.
100%. Like, so much deeper when you get to, I mean, because we would be doing these sessions, right? But then we're like talking in between sessions. We're like, at the little coffee shop around the corner, grabbing a coffee in between. We're like on the, I mean, I know we're going to be on a different ship, but there was like the party on the Serenity deck where we all just got to hang out at the end of the cruise and dance and have a great time. It was so much fun. Like, amazing.
It really was. It was my first time ever going on a cruise at all. Like, I've never been on a cruise before.
Mine too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was my first. Know.
Yes.
I would love to know, everybody. Put in the chat, have you been on a cruise before? Would this be your first cruise if you decided to join us? Or have you been on a cruise?
Yeah. Because don't be scared if you've never been on a cruise, because I had never been on a cruise before. So it was my first TYHO cruise and my first cruise ever. And it was really, didn't really know exactly what to expect, but it really was an amazing experience. And last year we went to Cozumel and Honduras, but this year we're going to the Bahamas. So it's going to be, a new ship. We're going to be on the Utopia of the Seas, which is Caribbean, Royal Caribbean. Yeah. It looks really beautiful.
I know. I was like, whoa, that looks cool.
I know. And it looks so big, like compared to the one we were on last summer.
Yes. Okay, I'm seeing some questions we should go over even before we get into like what we have outlined. So Susan says, Teach Your Heart Out with a question mark. So I think she isn't familiar with Teach Your Heart Out. So you want to explain kind of what Teach Your Heart Out?
Absolutely.
I mean, I could too, but
yeah. So Teach Your Heart Out is a professional development company. We offer conferences, in-person conferences. We do virtual events sometimes. Excuse me. And then we also do mini cons where we would come to your school, excuse me, and do professional development for the day for like a whole staff at a school. And we bring speakers. We just offer professional development, and we're really on a mission to make professional development fun and it, more than like, it couldn't have been an email. Like, it's exciting. You're making these connections. You're getting actionable strategies. There's music. Like, last summer we had a DJ at our event in Tampa because we do have one day at our port destination where we do some sessions for one day before we set sail the next day on the cruise. And we've set it up that way so people get in the day before the ship leaves. So that way you have some flexibility with your travel, just in case anything comes up with your airplane or, however you're getting to Florida.
What I also loved about that too is it did kind of like front load the PD a little bit, because I know one thought I had when I first heard of the TYHO cruise, like before I was part of it, like when I just heard of it on Instagram and stuff, was like, oh, well, if I'm on a cruise, I don't want to spend the whole time doing PD. But the way it's set up is you're doing a good chunk of it before. So then it's just like a couple hours in the morning and then on the cruise, on the actual cruise. And then you have the rest of the day, like on the ship, to just like have a great time. So it's not, you're like, oh, I'm going to be on a cruise doing PD the whole time. That's not it. Also, the PD is super fun too.
Right.
So,
like, it is. And you bring up like kind of talking about the schedule and the itinerary, and I can jump into that. But I noticed some comments where people were talking about, the expense of it. And we do understand that it is a big investment. And I think it does require, two things to say to the point of the cost of a cruise, right? It's not just professional development, because we are going to do a day of professional development. We are going to be going to do a service project at a school in the Bahamas, where we're actually going to go visit a school. I believe this year we're fundraising. So we're going to bring a donation to the school, a monetary donation. And then usually we meet students and their parents. So we're still working out the details of that event, but that's like a little bit of what I have so far about what that day is. And then you also get a full day at, it's called Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and that's Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas. So you'll have a full day of like vacation. So it's kind of like, it's more than just a professional development event.
You're also 100%.
You're also doing so much more than that.
And the food is what you have to remember, because a lot of you were saying it's your first cruise. And the thing that I didn't think about like before, when we were doing other trips, like how much do you end up spending on food the whole time when on a cruise? Like there's so much food and you can just go get it. Like it's all inclusive. The price also includes the gratuities, which if you've never been on a cruise, those end up being quite a bit too. Like it's all like in there.
Built in. Right. And the food, that is one question I'm glad that you brought up, because in my inbox, I've gotten quite a few, how much does it cost for these meals? Are these meals covered? So what I've been letting people know is that for the most part, there's a couple different restaurants and cafeterias that are included in the price of a cruise. And then there are specialty or more like boutique places that you can go to that you'd have to pay extra for those. Like, and my example is always the coffee shop, because I didn't love the cruise ship coffee, but I'm a little bougie with my coffee. So, so I definitely paid out of pocket for lattes on the ship last year, but you certainly don't have to do that.
You don't have to. Yeah.
So you don't do that. And there are also like, if you really are motivated and you feel like this is the opportunity for you, there's more than one way to pay for this, right? So you can, if you're thinking, well, I can't afford it. Well, okay, let's get creative. Like, do you have professional development funds where like your school would pay for part or all of your ticket? Because schools do that. Like we can help you set up or submit a proposal, give you the information you need to your school to get professional development money to cover your ticket. And then we've also had teachers get set up like local sponsorships in their community. So they would share with their community that they want to be able to go on this professional development cruise. And then they would get local businesses to sponsor their trip. And we do take purchase orders, of course, too, which is big for schools. Purchase orders,
always great. If you get your school on board, right? On board, literally. I did not even realize that was a pun until.
Yes. Come on board.
Come on board.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be such a great time. And there are so many great questions here. So we have tell
Okay.
me more about the school visit. So I haven't done one of those, but I remember, so when I went last year, there were a few people I met who were like, oh, we've gone on every single cruise, because
Yeah.
it was so fun just talking to all the different people. And they were saying,
Yeah.
yeah, I was bummed we didn't get to do it on this one because like on the stops we had that we weren't able to.
Right.
But they said that was the best part. And so the fact that we get to do this is so cool. Just hearing about like
Yeah.
being able to do those visits and like make a difference in these
Yeah.
schools is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to get even more details about that. But I was just talking with Lisa, who's the co-founder of Teach Your Heart Out. I was talking with her today about the school visit, and she was saying, a lot of times the students will do like some kind of like a skit or like a presentation for us to watch, and the students' parents are there usually. And I think there's been a little bit of, just with new policies and things, it's harder to bring supplies. I think in the past we've been able to actually bring school supplies, but so that's why we're going to do like a fundraiser and be able to give the school a nice big donation so they can get what they need for the students.
So amazing. And
Yeah.
I love it because when you're going on this cruise, you're getting your PD, you're getting an amazing vacation, because let me tell you, it felt like a vacation. Like, I mean, yes, we were doing PD, and yes, I was even like working on it because I like put together like this presentation and like, we were going to all the things, we were having some meetings and like, all of that. But it didn't feel like work, any of it. Like even watching the PD, like it was just so much fun. But then also like being able to just do all the fun things on the ship.
Right.
Like if you haven't been on a cruise, that even just the sea days are so much fun because there's so much to do on the ship. There are so many activities that you don't even have to pay for that are included in it. Like,
yeah, we had a great time doing like karaoke one night. A bunch of the Teach Your Heart Out staff and Teach Your Heart Out team, the speakers got together to do karaoke. We did like a TV show, like Guess That Song, I think it was, right? Where you like,
that was fun.
That was really fun. So, and then one night there's always music at night, different like all different kinds of music. Like there was a solo pianist there one night. There was violinists like in the main bar area.
It was so cool.
Yeah, it was really amazing. There's a lot to do. And I think mentioning, the speakers, like they're there too, right? So I was speaking with another speaker earlier this week, and they were saying sometimes when we do a conference, you get up on stage and you do your presentation and then you go home. But with the cruise, like you stay there, you're right there. So people, that you've just been working with can come up to you and say like, wow, that was amazing. And you made me think of this one student. And you can really just make those like real connections and not just feel like that's a speaker on stage and they're removed from me, right? Like you can actually make that personal connection with them.
Oh, another great question. Because yes, it's not just like you were saying. It's like you want to be able to connect with these speakers, right?
Yeah.
Are there get together times other than PD day? Absolutely. So for one, last year, and I think we're doing a similar thing this year. Like I did like a small little thing, but then we like got to just visit and hang out. And it was kind of like an Educate and Rejuvenate party, and we're doing that again this coming year.
Yeah, definitely. We actually did a few days ago. We had people, or I think it might have been earlier this month, had people vote on theme days. So
theme days are fun.
Is this a good time to share those? I didn't mean I interrupted you, Kelsey. I apologize.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, share the themes.
Yeah, so we're doing a rep your state day, so you can come with like your state gear. That'll be fun. And then, but we're gonna do a pajama jam because everybody asked to do like a pajama party at the last cruise. They want to do like a pajama party, so we're gonna have a pajama jam day, and then we're also doing a sneaker ball, which is like where you wear your fancy outfits but with your best sneakers to show off. So
those are so fun.
Yeah.
And yes, there are get-togethers. Like last year we had, and I don't know, is Tom coming? I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know. He was great.
Yep.
So he did a magic show. So that wasn't like PD. That was just fun and getting together for a magic show. And everybody was like talking before and after. There was a party on the Serenity deck. Again, it'll be something different on this ship. But, but there was a party where we just like danced and had like hors d'oeuvres and drinks and got to just hang out. So there's plenty of opportunities to just have fun and connect. It's like we said, it's not just PD. it is a full experience that really is
Yes.
unforgettable. Like
Yes.
it
Right.
was amazing. Like, ooh, and yes, are spouses or others invited to these get-togethers?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. The only one, so
The
if you came
the
with like your husband or your kids, they wouldn't come to the sessions with you, like the professional development
right.
sessions, but the other events. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, and then I know though, and it probably depends on the ship. The last night they would have to be 18 or older, right? For the like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
But
depending on the ship and the event, we do have the option, they have drinks on the ship. So some of the events, like we were on a part of the ship that was for adults only. So
mhm.
again, I'm not exactly sure where the event, we have not
Yeah,
gotten our like all of the details for what spaces we're going to have on Utopia of the Seas, but typically yes.
yeah, and then even with that though, the other cool thing I didn't know about cruises is generally if you do bring your kids, there's like a period of the day where you can go take your children and drop them off
Yeah.
and go do your own thing. It's amazing.
Yes. Yes, they do have a kids zone or
Yeah.
like a kids area as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're registering, like if you're going to come to the cruise, you're going to join us and you want to bring your spouse or your partner, you would just register yourself as an educator and then you would register them as the non-educator. And the educator ticket includes like the sessions and it's like the registration for the PD portion of the event.
Mhm.
So that's why your ticket is a different price. And it also includes a swag bag, which last year was like stuffed. I mean, I had to like
Yeah, there
check
was
my
so much.
regular
There was like a
suitcase.
planner, there
Yeah.
was a book, there was like
Yeah. A
pens,
lot
there
of
was
stuff.
like this cute hand sanitizer. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
cool stuff.
There was.
Sunglasses.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus you get a t-shirt when you come and
Yes, the
then
t-shirt's
yeah.
so cute.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, how many days is this one to the Bahamas? I can't actually
Yeah,
remember off
great
the top of my head,
question.
even though it's on
So
the page.
I know, and I have the dates, but then I think it's like four. So we're
Okay,
leaving. Let me just see. We set sail on June 30th and we return on July 4th. So
and then the PD day in Florida is on the 29th, right?
yes, that's correct. And
Yeah.
so because we're leaving from Port Canaveral, the PD day is in Orlando.
Mhm.
And that would be like, you could come, like, if you happen to be listening to this and you live in Orlando, you could come meet us and just do that day. Or if like
Yeah.
flying to Orlando, maybe you have family or friends there and you're going to fly to Orlando and visit and then just come to that one day, you can do that. We do have a 1-day ticket option as well. But that one day on the 29th is included in the cruise price if you purchase the cruise. Like that's part of the package is
Yeah.
that. And we do keynotes. And I'm pretty sure, again, these details are still being worked out. It's like feels really far away, but also really close at the same
I
time.
know. But it's
But
so
we're
many
hoping to
details
have
putting together an event.
yes,
Like, yeah,
so many details. And
especially
so
in
we're hoping to
person.
have like
I'm
some
glad I'm
planning.
glad you're all taking care of the in person. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So we're hoping on the Orlando day to have like some chunks of time for like team planning because we have some
Yeah.
groups of teachers that come together, like maybe the whole teaching team from one school will be at this event, so we'll
Ah,
have some planning time. But even if you're coming alone, that's okay. We're still going to have like groups and like facilitators to sort of facilitate some like planning time and implementation that we can like help you take what you just learned and like put into practice. So
yeah. Plus, come chat with me. I'll love to chat with you about any of the sessions. For real.
yeah.
I'm not just saying that. Like, I love meeting and getting together with all of you. So if any of you here right now on this live book the cruise, like let me know. Well, one, you're gonna need to let me know so you can get all the swag and bonuses we haven't even shared yet. But
Yes.
like I just want to hang out with you. Like it's gonna be so much fun.
I know. I really had such an amazing time. Definitely don't travel a ton by myself.
Yeah.
So I was feeling some, oh, what is it going to be like? How are people, how's it going to go? So I definitely can
Right.
appreciate and understand like feeling some anxiety, but truly we really are trying to build a community. Like we want it to be so much more than a conference. We really want it to be a community.
Right.
So, I only just met Kelsey there at this event in person, and I feel like I know her, and I can't wait to see her again next summer.
Yeah,
So
me too.
yeah.
Okay, and I don't know if you know this yet, because like you said, you're still kind of,
Yes.
and you don't like things need, and I understand this too as an event person.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're like, well, I have an idea of what some of the speakers and sessions are, but I can't actually share yet. But do you know if there's
Mhm.
anything you can share as far as what the PD sessions are, or what you plan on covering at least, even if not who?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I was just about, let me see. We had another teacher ask for some of the sessions. So again, I'm going to share what some of the sessions, what we're planning, but I'll just say this is our tentative lineup, but I won't necessarily share like who is doing what just yet. So you'll have to make sure that you're following us on Instagram. And I'm sure Kelsey will be
Yes.
sharing as this comes out.
Oh,
She'll be
yeah.
sharing like more of who's going to be there. But definitely, we're going to have something around leadership, leadership's team, being a strong leader, classroom behavior and classroom management. So if you are already following Teach Your Heart Out and you have been a part of our social media this month, we just did a webinar with Melissa Davis, and I can confirm that she has been invited to come to the cruise and do something on, I'm pretty sure her session is called Defusing the Disruptive Child. It just sounds really amazing. And I know a lot of educators are struggling with like different kinds of behaviors. Yeah. So definitely behavior management, science of reading, school safety. We have, we're hoping to have someone come up and share about Nearpod and gamifying your lessons in the classroom.
So fun.
Classroom culture, equity and inclusion. Dr. Deanna Smith is part of the TYHO team and also one of our presenters. So she's definitely going to be there. So definitely have a good lineup for sure. Stay tuned. We're hoping to be able to share more of the tentative lineup maybe like in the next week or two.
Amazing. Okay, and how long are the sessions? I don't even remember because they definitely flew by.
They did. Yeah.
So the
plan,
were they an hour?
Yeah, the plan for next year is they'll be an hour. That is what.
Okay.
That's what we're saying for planning purposes. Yes.
But I feel like there was always like maybe like 45, 50 minutes, but then like lots of time to like discuss too.
Yes.
On each
one. So there'll definitely be breaks. And some of that is we have to wait and see what the cruise ship gives us for spaces and where they are and sort of how we break them up. But we want to make sure that, let's say we have around 15 to 17 presenters and they may be speaking 1 to 2 times that day, depending on, so you can, you may not be able to attend every session. You couldn't go to every single one, but that's sort of the idea is we want to make sure there's enough variety. And I think someone mentioned in the comments, it's a range, like different topics, and it's not super grade specific. We do try to have like, there'll be someone there for like early education, kindergarten. And then we also are inviting like middle school speakers as well as, we're actually looking for a really amazing, phenomenal high school level speaker. So if any of you are that person or someone, definitely reach out to us because we
send them the details.
We're looking for that person.
It's 2 ports, right? That we're stopping at?
That's a great question. So I think I don't have the exact answer for that. I don't want to say yes or no and then not. Let's see. So I know we're going to Coco Cay and then we have the school visit, but I don't know if that's a separate port or.
Okay. Yeah, I thought they were separate, but I don't know. That's actually a good point.
That's a really
Maybe
good
they're
question.
at the same port. Maybe we're there.
Yes. Yeah. And so last year we didn't go to the Bahamas, so this is a new itinerary for me, but you can definitely reach me if you have follow-up questions after the live, because like, that's a great question. I'm going to write it down and make sure I find the answer for you, but you can reach me at hello@teachyourheartout.com. You can email me and if you have any follow-up questions. I'm just going to write it down.
Susan says we look like we could be sisters.
Oh, yeah, we do kind of.
We do kind of, especially we're both wearing blue. I mean,
yeah.
Okay,
goodness.
Hannah says, can a person go as a single and be paired up with someone so they do not pay for a double occupancy? I believe so, right?
Yes. And so I was just looking over the notes for that because let's see, double occupancy. So the prices, I guess on a ship, the cruise ship is designed to be double occupancy. Yes. So if you are a single person, like last year, I was paired up with a attendee that was traveling solo. So we were roommates and we were able to connect via social media and email prior to the cruise to sort of like touch base and get to know each other and share some details. So it doesn't feel like a total stranger. So yes, definitely. You can go as a single and be paired up.
Okay, and then Kim says, do I have to call the cruise line to get a handicap room?
That's a really great question. I think that I should probably put you in touch. Probably that'd be a good question for me to follow up with Lisa about, because either we may have to contact our travel agent directly who's helping us with the cruise line. I do think there's probably a little bit extra step there. Kim Jones. So
Yeah,
Kim, if you want to email me again, hello@teachyourheartout.com, you can email me directly, and I can make sure we get that answered for you.
Okay, and then Andrea says, so it's pick your session. Will there be a recording so you could watch what you miss? I think in person, there's not usually that, right?
I don't think so.
In person.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
One time when I went to a different conference before TYHO days, I went with a friend and we split up and went to different sessions so that we could come back together in the evening and share what we learned from the other session.
That's a great idea. Yeah, but it really is like, it's just kind of like, I know a lot of you here are used to our Educate and Rejuvenate conferences, which are amazing, of course. But this is just a different experience. It's an in-person, which is so magical in its own way. Like, and honestly, in a way you can't get virtually too. Like, but they're both like, I mean, the virtual is nice for like, oh, just watch it when you need to and when you want. So that's why, you know, all of you in our community, of course, you're going to come to our virtual events, but I would love to also see you here.
Yeah, it is. It's just different. Like they're not the same. You can't really say necessarily one is better or worse, or it's just they're just different events and they both have a place for sure. And I think these types of events used to all be in person, right? And we've gotten used to the virtual. And it's great. And I agree. I've hosted virtual events myself, so I do love them. But something about just being in that experience all together and being, like I said, just there's so much more time to connect with the other educators, and because you're on a cruise ship, like you're free from a lot of distractions that you might have in your normal life, you know, a limited cell service. So it wasn't like I was doing a lot of stuff on my phone or checking in on my computer. Like you really were just in the moment with everybody else doing this really amazing thing. So
I know. It's like you could pay for internet, but I was like, actually, I'm not going to, because I'm like, I need to disconnect. And it was so great, like to just be able to fully be present in the event and on the cruise. Yeah, so good.
Very true.
Okay, I think we should share the bonuses.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
doing some limited time stuff too. So if you decide to book by November 1st for one. So actually, let's talk about this first.
Yeah.
So there is an option to put down a deposit and do a payment plan. So you just need to put down, it's a $300 deposit, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
$299.
So $300 deposit. And then you would pay for the rest between now and, I know it was March last year. What is it this year?
I think it is also March. Because I was just talking to Lisa today and she was saying there's like 5 more months. So what is November, December, January, February, March. Yeah.
So the sooner you book, the lower those monthly payments are going to be, because you could book in, let's say, December or January, but then those payments will go up, right? It'll be the same amount. It'll just like, you won't get to spread it as far.
Right. Exactly.
And also, if you decide to book before November 1st, we're going to let you pick one more bonus for your bundle. Your Educate and Rejuvenate cruising bundle. I don't know.
That's so exciting.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen quick. Let me make sure I've got the right screen. Here we go. Okay, so we put together this cute page just to kind of share with everybody.
Oh,
look at this amazing ship that we're going on. Doesn't that look like such a cool ship? Like, look, do we have a close-up picture? Oh no, I think that's on your website, the close-up picture of the ship. But you'll see we have the schedule here. We have all the information here, but then we have some exclusive bonuses where if you purchase through our link, which is linked on this page, so if you use this page, and Kelsey Thomas, if you want to go ahead and put the link to this page and the direct link to book in the chat, so people want to look and book, they can. And again, you don't have to make the decision today. You don't have to.
Right.
But we do just have a special. If you do it by November 1st, which is Friday, your payments will be lower, right? Because you'll get to divide it up.
Right.
Sooner. And imagine.
I was just gonna say, like, how exciting would it be for you, the proverbial you out there watching us, like, to book today or tomorrow, right? To book this and then have, like, you just have that in the back of your mind. So, you know, we know what it's like to be teachers, right? And we know that there's gonna be hard days in between now and then, and right. And you'll have this in the back of your mind, like that is something that you get to look forward to, just like it's just an amazing combination of self-care and professional development, and just time for you to you know, take care of yourself. And once you are, you know, registered and you can start plugging in with the community, you start connecting with us. I just think it would be such an amazing gift to yourself.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. It's really a gift. Like, you know, in our coaching calls, for a lot of you are going to know what I'm talking about if you listen to the Educate Rejuvenate podcast, or you are in our Educate Rejuvenate Club community, or even have read the book or whatever, any of the things. I talk about this everywhere. But it's a gift to your future self, because you got to think about, like, you know, what is something I can do today that will make my future self happy, that will, like, be like, I am so glad I did that. And, like, when you think of, like, yourself on that ship, you're going to be so grateful for that past you who booked that cruise and made it happen, even if it was like, oh, I don't fully know if I could or should do this. And again, if it's really gonna, like, if it's really not gonna fit, I'm not saying to make it like a really dumb financial decision, but I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, it might be a little bit of a stretch, but I can do it, right? Or I can find the funds from, you know, somewhere else, like you were mentioning, like, you know, take your time to find that. It is a huge gift to yourself to be like, I am doing this because I'm working hard all school year. I am doing so much for my students, for my family, for my spouse or partner, or all those around me. And I need something to fill up my cup and to take care of myself too. And then like when you're in the hard days, like the winter slump, you know, like even when they talk about like the school year and how like November, December, January are like that slump. If you booked this, you can kind of like be like, oh, but remember, when I make it through this, I get to do this, you know?
Yes, right, exactly. And I was just imagining like having the, you know, Utopia as your like computer backdrop, or like some nice Bahamas, like scene.
Right?
So
those of you who have your vision board, and I am talking to my community here, if you have your vision board, like put it up on there, right? Like, oh yeah, remember, I'm going to be on that ship. The party with my Educate and Rejuvenate community. It's going to be a great time. So if you do book it now, again, anytime you book, you'll get to pick 2 of these awesome bonuses. If you do it now through November 1st, you get to pick 3 to have as your bonuses for booking with Educate and Rejuvenate. So you can either get one of, and we did options because we know some of you are members and you're like, I already have that. So, and it like depends on like, you're like, oh wait, so we wanted to give options. So you get to kind of choose your prize, right?
Nice. So I love that you have the tumbler that ships before the event, because you definitely want to make sure to bring a water bottle. That is a must have on a cruise for sure.
Yes. So you can get one of our teacher planners. A lot of you are familiar with these. They're amazing. Even if you have one, they're undated, so you could always get another one. And again, keeping in mind that this is a 2025 cruise, so you could always use it for the next school year, right? Exactly. You could get a 44-ounce tumbler with the quote of your choice. And what we didn't put is it'll be kind of like for those who were at our Educate and Rejuvenate winter event, it'll be like our Lifer tumblers where we put your name on it as well. But instead of Lifer, it'll say Cruiser.
Ooh,
so it's the Educate Rejuvenate Cruiser 2020. 5, not 4. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It's that
I
weird
know.
time where I'm like, saying 2025 is so weird, you know? Like,
Yeah, I know. That sounds so
um,
cute though. I want one of those.
I'll send you one. I should send you one. I still need to send you the book. It's on my list. I have like a list of people I
Okay.
need to, like, who I told I would send a book to. And you know how it gets.
Yes, I
Um,
do.
anyways, so we have the tumblers and we have them in the light blue that a lot of you have seen already, but we also have a navy blue and a white that we have very limited colors of, but you could pick white or navy blue for your tumbler. If you're like, oh, I already got a tumbler from you guys, you can get a different color, different quote, right?
Yes, yes.
You could also get a signed and personalized copy of my book. Again, you get to pick and choose from all these. You can get a one-on-one coaching session with me. 6 months of Educate and Rejuvenate Club. So those of you who are on a subscription plan, if you are in the club and you're like, that would ease like the payments for like, you're like, I'm paying for the TYHO cruise right now. Again, that's like 5 months, right? So we're giving you 6 months of Educate and Rejuvenate Club. So minus that payment, right? So you can put that towards the TYHO cruise instead. Or if you're not a member yet, then you just get to come join us for 6 months. If you're one of our lifetime members, pick some of the other stuff because we can't apply it to a past purchase. But for anybody else, that is probably an amazing value for you. And then we also have $150 credit to the Educate and Rejuvenate shop. So if you're like, I just want to get a bunch of resources, that's another option. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 6 options to choose from. And if you do it before November 1st, you get to pick 3. After that, you'll get to pick 2. So, I mean, it's still amazing after that too, but we just wanted to add like kind of a like, what do you call it? Like a reward for fast action, or like, you know, people who are like, yes, I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing it now. So you'll get to pick an extra.
A little extra incentive. And sometimes people need like a little something to help them make the decision. Like, oh, this, you know, if I do it now, then I get this extra value added to it. So yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I feel like it also helps make the decision. I don't know if anybody out there is like me, but you might think about it for a long time, right? And if you take too long thinking about it, and then you know, you've missed the opportunity. So this will help nudge you, right, to take the plunge. Do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you click this link, and then what you'll need to do, because it's actually, you're checking out through the TYHO website, not our website. So we actually need that confirmation so we know. So you'll just need to forward it to us when you get that email confirmation. So that is how, oh my goodness. Hannah says, I thought you were calling TYHO Tahoe and kept wondering how Tahoe fit in. Oh yeah, we're cruising on Lake Tahoe. Just kidding.
Can you imagine?
That would not work.
Yes. TYHO, teach your heart out. That's a mouthful, so we shortened it to TYHO.
I love TYHO. And actually, I didn't like, I've seen the abbreviation all over social media, but then it was when we were in person and you were calling it TYHO. I'm like, I love that so much. Like, that's so cute. I'm like, mine would be I'm like, oh, that doesn't work.
I know for my personal business, you are reading tutor. It's like yurt or something, you know, like it doesn't work.
So funny. I know. It worked out so cute for all of you over at TYHO.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the extra special bonuses. Heather came to learn about this. Yes, let us know what questions you have.
Absolutely.
And let's see, how does the payment plan work? Should I kind of like click through and walk through like what they do if they actually want to book?
Yeah, let's do that and see.
So if we click here, it takes you to here. And then you can like look at more information, or since you already have, you could just like register, right?
Yep. And you'll see there's a lot of options here. So, you know, do give yourself a little bit of time to sort of look through and decide what's going to be best for you. But there are different types of rooms on a cruise ship. So if you've never been on a cruise, there's like interior rooms, there's balcony rooms, there's different levels. And so as you kind of scroll down, you'll be able to see the different, there it is, like interior stateroom. And then there's like non-educator and educator, which if you missed it before, we just talked about if you're signing up, you're the teacher, you're the educator, you want to sign up for the educator ticket for yourself, because that includes the cost of registration to the conference and your swag bag and, you know, all of your teacher stuff. And then your partner, your spouse, I think somebody came with their mom last year, like whoever you're bringing with you would be the non-educator. And because they would not be coming to the event. So their ticket is a different price point. But you can see how the different, I think, ocean view or balcony, those are going to be different prices. I think the most affordable
separate bookings. If they're like, I want to be paired with someone, would they just book that and then let you know? Or would they automatically be booked with someone if they don't tell you who they want to be booked with? How does that work?
Right. Yes. Yeah. We will just pair up, like our singles get partnered up. Yep.
And if you want, like, I mean, I know some of you kind of know each other a little bit from the Educate and Rejuvenate community. You could always like try to hook, like, I mean, that's not a great word. I was going to say hook up, but I'm like, maybe not that.
Maybe not that.
Try to like
connect. You could try to connect.
Connect. There we go.
Yes.
With a fellow Educate and Rejuvenate community member. And that could be a lot of fun too. Do we get to pick our room or is it assigned to us? So you get to pick your type. Like if you want interior or exterior, ocean view, that means you have a window, right? And then balcony is you have a balcony. So, but you don't pick the exact room because I mean, that would be like for a cruise ship, that would probably be nuts. So they just, you pick the type and then they put you in one, but So, and I know what you can do too, because you can like go online and kind of look like, what does this room look like on this ship? Like you could Google that or whatever to kind of see like, okay, well, do I want an interior to save money or do I want to splurge for the ocean view or the balcony or whatever? You could like kind of look and compare the differences just to see. I really think no matter what room you get, the thing to keep in mind is you don't spend a ton of time in your room. Like, so if you're like, like it's already a stretch, like you're going to have so much fun, even if you do the interior stateroom, like you can go up onto the deck and have the ocean view too. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But again, you do need to keep in mind if you get motion sickness or things like that too. Yes. Ocean view.
We all shared our motion sickness tips and tricks. So a lot of us were wearing the patch. And then we found out that green apples are like the best natural remedy for motion sickness. So we had like the cruise staff, like giving us green apples, bringing them to our room.
It's kind of crazy because it actually did like seem to help. And I really didn't have too much of a problem. We had the one night because when we went, there was like a storm and we were we weren't rerouted. Other ships were rerouted. But like the waters were a little bit more, but I felt it, but it wasn't too bad for me. I know for some people it was, but
yes. And we were on one of the smallest cruise ships last year. Next year, the cruise ship is much larger. And from my understanding, like the ability to like feel the ocean goes down as the ship size increases.
As the ship gets bigger. Yeah. So you probably won't even feel it as much. Yeah.
And if you end up with, if you go in and you're trying to book and you want to get your 3 awesome bonuses from Kelsey and you have questions, like definitely reach out, email us. I'm in my email every day. So happy to hear from you. I think a lot of times people have questions and they can't figure it out. And they're like, oh, well, this isn't going to work because I have this question, right? And I can't figure it out. Right. Please, like I'm pumped to hear from you. I get really excited. So email me. And I think it's just so interesting to see the group of people that come from all over, all different types of educators. You don't have to be like a classroom teacher. You could be an admin. You could be a support professional in a school. You could be a retired teacher and you just want to come and connect with other educators. You could be you could be an international teacher, or you teach them so there's all different kinds of teachers that come and participate. So definitely it's really exciting. So please reach out if you have any questions.
Yes. And feel free to reach out to me and my team as well. We're always happy to help. If we don't know the answer, we will reach out and find out the answer for you. So you've got lots of people willing to help you. So
yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I know I've already said it a few times, but you can find me at hello@teachyourheartout.com. That's my email. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I think I have one woman who emailed me, went back and forth like several times with different questions. Like, what about this? What about that kept coming up as she was planning and thinking about it. And should I fly in this day? And, what about some people were wondering for leaving, what should I try to get a morning flight or a late flight, and I think the cruise ship gets into port pretty early on the 4th. So most people are able to get on a flight, like an afternoon, early evening flight that same day. You don't have to stay if you don't want to another night.
And we were home. Okay. I don't know. Did you know this? We were home in time for fireworks, but we came home to a flooded basement. So instead we got to clean out a flooded basement, but we had 2 hours to spare. We would have made our fireworks and everything. So, and we live like 2 time zones away. So you'll still be able to have your holiday, or you can have it. We actually considered doing it in Florida, and that would have been fun too.
That would have been fun.
But we ended up just flying home that night. But
so
actually,
definitely reach out. I don't mind.
That ended up being such a good thing though, the flood, because we caught mold that we didn't know about. We wouldn't have known about otherwise. And then we got a full remodel that insurance mostly covered. So I'm like,
sweet.
Hey.
All worked out.
All worked out. Okay. So much fun chatting here with all of you, sharing all this info. I really hope to see you on the cruise selfishly, because I want to connect with you in person and have such a good time together. So if you do book, make sure that you forward that confirmation to us so we can get you your stuff. Andrea, you were wondering about that. What were you wondering about?
Oh, maybe the flights. I think that popped up when I was talking about like being able to get a flight home on the 4th.
Yeah. So you'll still totally be able to have your holiday. Yeah, I feel like all these like little things that people are wondering too. It's like good to know, like from our experience, because we got in on the 4th last time too. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Kelsey said do luggage winner, but Kelsey, did you send the winner?
Yes, she did. It's in. If you might have to flip over into your other chat toggle up there where it says people, your studio chat.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. They changed the look of it. I'm like, because it used to say private chat and now it just says 3 people. So it was like, where did the private chat go? Okay. Yes. So our winner of the luggage set is Brenda Riggin. So Brenda, if you could email hello@educateandrejuvenate.com. Kelsey Thomas, can you put that in the chat so Brenda can see and tag Brenda if possible?
Congratulations.
So we will get you that luggage set. Email hello@educateandrejuvenate.com again to claim that. And then for all of you, if you decide to book and join us on the cruise, make sure to forward that confirmation to us. I will be so thrilled and do a happy dance for every single one of you that I see come in, because we're going to have so much fun. Thank you, Ashley, for your time here tonight, because it was so helpful to have you on, because so many of these questions I didn't know the answer to. So you're amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time.
This was so fun. And definitely reach out to us too. Kelsey, you can always email Kelsey and she'll forward it to me, or you can email me directly. And like I said, I would be really excited to get your questions. We want people to, to feel comfortable and confident making this decision, because we know how life-changing it can be. It sounds kind of like you might think, how can a cruise be life-changing? But it's just really an amazing experience. It's hard to put into words. I know Kelsey even said, I can't wait to tell my community about this now that I've done it. She's like, I'm going to be able to talk about this so much better now that I've gone to one. I just remember you saying that.
I didn't know what I was in for before.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I was excited for it, but now I'm like, okay, this is like it. This is amazing. Special. I mean, it really is like, I mean, it's teach your heart out, but it's educate and rejuvenate pairing with it. And we're educating and we're rejuvenating. And like, it's the perfect collaboration for sure.
It is.
So I feel like everyone, if you love the Educate and Rejuvenate community, you'll love the TYHO Teach Your Heart Out community as well.
Yes, absolutely. We can't wait to meet you.
Okay. We'll talk to you soon. Email either of us with any questions. We will be there to help you.
All right. Thanks everyone. Have a great night.